Okay, hi guys. I'm going to show you a couple of different techniques. This is the first one I'm recording, so probably get better at this along the way. This is a technique called coning, okay? And this poster will be with the tools for this assignment, for this project. But what you're going to do is apply two different colors of slip or thick underglaze. In our case, we're going to use a thick underglaze. In layers, allowing it to dry for just a few minutes. You're just going to allow it to go right next to each other, the layers, okay? Once it's dried for a few minutes, you're going to use some kind of tool to pull the underglaze across, as you can see kind of in this picture, okay? This works great with contrasting colors. So, or something that you can kind of see the difference. So black and blue, you'll be able to see kind of the difference between those two. So I'll show you how to do it on this cup here. And what we'll do is we'll start off with some underglaze, and we'll just do it in some kind of strips. You can go vertically, you can go, let's see if I can get this to come out. You can go vertically or you can go horizontally. If the glaze bottles are a little bit clogged up, which they could very well be, there's a little tool you can use to open them up a little bit. And this is just going to give you a nice kind of thick layer. Okay, so I'm just going to do a couple lines. We'll do about halfway down this pot so you can kind of see the process. I'm just kind of dragging the glaze down the side of the pot, okay? Now I might go in here, and you can use multiple colors. So you could use 2 or 3 or 4 colors. But I'll come in here in between, and again, it's a little bit clogged up. I'll give this one a little pokey poke. This one actually needs to be cut. Give me a second. Okay. I'm just going to use an X-Acto knife to cut the edge, the tip off of this one. And then the same thing, I'm going to layer this kind of thick right next to the blue, or right next to the black, this blue, and in between. So you can see this particular bottled underglaze is a little bit on the thicker side. That's why it's kind of coming out in these globs. But that actually works pretty good for this technique. To have it kind of thick, like this. Okay, so obviously I'm only kind of doing this section, but if you wanted to, you could go all the way around and kind of layer these in between. I might go back through with a little bit more black just to make it nice and gooey. In between. Try to fill in all the little spots so you don't see the glaze. You don't see the clay at all in between. That's kind of what you're going for. Okay, now quite goopy, you can see on the side of that, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it kind of sit for a second, okay? And you can kind of play around with it, but there's different tools you can use. So the idea is that you're dragging the glaze through and around. So you can kind of pull the glaze around on the side of your cup. And I'm just using a fork, but obviously any texture tool you use, you could do this with. Okay, Now I intentionally only did this to one side of my cup, mostly because I didn't want to overdo it on the glaze thickness, but you can see that combing kind of action. It also adds a really nice texture to your project. So that is combing, the first technique. Okay, give it a try.